TC podcast of Meeting Our Master Tutors, and today I'm joined by Lauren.
Hello.
And so it's just kind of getting to know our MTs and their educational journeys. So we'll go ahead and start it off with our first question. So go ahead, tell me about yourself, major, class, what do you want to do, career-wise, the whole shebang.
I like it. All right, my name is Lauren Ronahan. I am a Ag-Eco and accounting major, and I'm currently in my graduate degree for accounting.
It's exciting.
It is exciting. It is exciting. This is my first semester.
Yeah, so tell me about how did you get into accounting from ag economics and stuff like that, because I know those are two different colleges on campus. So.
Yes, 100%, yes. I actually took a course in environmental science in high school, and I absolutely loved it. Unfortunately, Texas Tech does not have an agricultural environmental science program, so I figured the closest would be the agricultural college, and I wasn't sure I would be able to find the right fit in the ag college. So I really wanted to make sure I had a backup in business, because that's what my father has done for years and years and years. And the built-in major was Ag-Eco and general business. So I had to take financial accounting my sophomore year, and I fell in love with it. I loved the class. I did really well, and I was like, maybe this is something I should start looking a little more into. So as a general business or as an Ag-Eco major, you have to take both financial and managerial accounting. So once I had taken managerial, the deal was sealed, and I went ahead and switched my major the very next semester.
Yeah, well, that's exciting. I also took financial accounting. Did not love it as much, but you know, I'm glad that we have two differing points on that, like viewpoints on that, because yeah, it's really glad you found something you love.
Thank you. Thank you.
Accounting is not for everyone, and I am one of those people.
And that's okay. It takes a different mindset. And unless you take it, you don't know if you have it or not. So it just so happened.
Yeah, it's really weird though, because I'm in my third semester of tutoring it, and I actually enjoy tutoring it. But when I was taking the class, it was a no for me.
Yeah.
It was a no for me. Like, I was like, oh, this is terrible. But like, now that I'm tutoring, I'm like, wow, I understand it so much better now. Like, where was this when I was in the class?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, one of the things you said is that you liked environmental science in high school, but Texas Tech didn't have that. So what made you choose Texas Tech, and like what were the other colleges you were considering?
So Auburn actually had a really great environmental science program. That is where I thought I was going to go for a very long time, and then I just couldn't be that far from my family. Because I live in Houston, and Texas Tech is 8 to 9 hours, depending on if you're going the speed limit, from Houston, and so it's still a long drive, but Auburn was 11 hours because I had to go across Houston to get there.
Yeah.
So, and also it being 2 or 3 states away, mentally it was easier for me to be at Texas Tech. So, I was in the same state.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Same state is still 9 hours apart, but mentally it was a lot easier to try and go to Texas Tech. And they also offered quite a bit of assistance trying to get me into college, especially since I am the first of 4 kids. So so I got to do all of that on my own. My parents definitely were able to help, but Texas Tech was really helpful in trying to get me into the program and explaining what all of my options were.
That's really nice. Did you do like the October preview or anything, or did you attend, like, come view the campus before you came?
I think it was actually in November whenever I went and did it, because I was in band for high school and 2 years of going band in college.
How was that?
It was a lot. It was a lot of fun, but time management is definitely super important with band because there's such a big time commitment. But because of band in high school, Bandtober was a thing, and so I wasn't really able to make the 9-hour drive all the way up and down. So November is kind of when the season is wrapping up, and so I just so happened to have an opportunity, and we came, and it was really, really cold.
Oh, my
it was really cold.
This is like the warmest it's been. It's November. It's December 2nd, actually. My goodness, it's December 2nd, and it's literally gonna get like 80 degrees outside today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, a 3/4 sleeve, not a full.
A thin long sleeve.
Right, exactly. Layering is a must.
So it's freezing.
Yes. But I really enjoyed it because in Houston, there's not really seasons. There's warm, hot, the face of the sun, and then warm again. So it was nice to actually be cold, and I was like, I like this. I can get used to this.
Yeah.
So I actually much more enjoy cold weather than I do hot weather.
Oh my gosh,
so.
me too. And I think it's weird if I say that one of the considerations that went into me coming here was the weather.
Yes.
And I think people might find that odd, but I'm also from around Houston, more near the coast, so a lot more humid, a lot more
yeah.
And so the weather was something I took into consideration coming here, and I think if I told someone else that, it'd be like,
what do you mean?
the weather?
No, it matters. It matters.
It matters. Okay,
yes,
I'm not going crazy.
Nope. Nope. Maybe not as nice as like the California weather, but it's better. It's better. It's not as humid.
There's seasons here. Even
There's
though we say that and it's 70-something degrees outside right now.
But like there's colors in the trees, and it's nice.
Yes, it's really pretty. I was noticing that the other day.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about your educational journey, times where you really struggled in college. How did you get to where you are now?
My educational journey has definitely been a lot of ups and downs. Trying to find my major was exciting. It was exciting.
Yeah, I bet.
There were a couple of, do I actually want to do this? Do I actually want to do college? I just want to be home with my parents. My struggles in college didn't really come from coursework. I am such a homebody that being away from my family was and continues to be really difficult.
Yeah.
So that's kind of more where I struggled. Luckily, my classes have worked out to where I can actually go home once, sometimes twice, but normally once a semester.
Yeah.
And so that really helps. And I finally got my parents to get a Snapchat. So I get daily dog pics every single morning. Yes. And I'll get videos, and whenever I see their tails wagging, I'm like, okay, I can get out of bed. I can go to class.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay. So my struggles were more of, I just miss home. And
did you feel like that affected your coursework?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. In my first semester, I really struggled because I had never really been away from home before.
Yeah.
And my roommate she was very social and outgoing, so she was typically out with her other friends, and it was normally just me sitting alone on my bunk bed watching Bones.
Oh my gosh, that's a great TV show.
I loved it. It was great.
Great TV show. Made me really sad when Sweets died.
Yes.
Anyways,
spoiler alert. But,
sorry.
But if it tells you anything, I started at the beginning, like season 1, episode 1, and I got all the way through, like halfway through the 10th season.
Oh my goodness.
Missing home definitely affected my coursework because when that first round of midterms came, I was just kind of coasting. I wasn't really able to put a lot of energy or effort because I was very sad and depressed during that first part. And so when those first finals came rolling in with some not so great grades, I was like, oh, this is something that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
So I tried FaceTiming home. I talked to my dad about it. And we were able to get me on a flight home to surprise my mom. And so that really helped.
Yeah.
That really helped. I'm not gonna lie. And then I know that not everybody can do that, but there was a weekend that we were able to make it work. And once I was able to go home, I was able to say, okay, I can do it. I just need to put my head down, get through the rest of the semester so I can go home, and then I'll be much more prepared
next semester.
Right.
Yeah. I don't feel like that's something a lot of people talk about. A lot of people talk about struggling with their coursework, but not a lot of people talk about the struggles of leaving home and being so far away. If they are far away, it's actually really hard. And I am with you. I'm also a homebody. I love being at home, and it's not that I don't like being around people, I just don't like going out as often. I like to relax because I tend to get a little bit burnt out after my days of whatever I do, classwork, working, whatever it is, and sometimes I just want to go home and relax, whether it be with friends or not. But a lot of people here in college, they like to go out. So it's really hard to find friends that are like that. So something I really struggled with my first semester was being away from home, so feeling like missing home, but then also struggling to make friends because I wasn't putting myself out there. I wasn't getting in those organizations, and that affected my coursework. Like, not as much as I mean, it didn't affect it like where I was like, oh no, I'm failing, but it definitely was an adjustment, and it definitely stressed me out more. And like I was like, oh my gosh, I miss home, even though I purposely chose the school
the furthest
be
possible
away from home.
Yes.
Because I wanted, like you were saying earlier, like I wanted to be independent. So definitely something a lot of people don't talk about, but definitely something that affects it.
Yes. Yes.
But kind of moving on to the next question, what do you think were some key skills that got you to where you are today?
Ooh, some key skills. A lot of those I think I've actually picked up from the TC.
Me too.
Yes.
Same.
Soft skills are for the win. Professionalism, communication. Those are pretty much the two really main points.
Yeah.
And as somebody who is typically introverted, being at the T has been able to help me come out of my shell. I think my first semester at the TC, I didn't talk to any other tutor, except for one.
Yeah, literally one person.
Who I already know.
If you're listening to this, it was you.
Yeah, no, mine was Spencer, because he was my twin through the Going Band sorority and fraternities. Yes.
Yeah.
So Spencer was the only person I actually talked to coming in my first semester, and going through, I believe this is now my fourth semester at the TC. So
Yeah.
I'm old.
Me too.
It's a great time. It's a great time. But going through each of those semesters, I think has really helped me open up and that communication skill, but also being able to work with other people and team like engagement and bonding and being able to work with a team. That has really been a soft skill that has really grown throughout my time at the TC and is really, really helpful in terms of whenever I'm trying to get jobs.
Yeah. No, honestly, I feel like this job has helped me. I am graduating in December, so I feel like this job helped me get the job that I'll have after I graduate. And literally, like you were saying earlier, like I feel like all my skills came from the TC. Everything about me, it's TC branded now. Like, my personality, TC branded. Like, for reference, most of my time in college has been at the TC. Like, my first semester, I worked for a retail store, but my second semester at the TC, because I came in with some dual credit hours, I started working at the TC. So I've been here for 4 semesters now too. My second as an MT, and I really feel like I've seen myself grow so much in those soft skills, but also in like, just as a person. Like, I used to be really shy, and we were literally just talking about this in our MT meeting yesterday. I literally used to be so shy, not very outspoken. Like, I would only talk when I was talked to. I wouldn't approach anybody, and that's still somewhat true. But like here in the TC, I feel so much more comfortable to share my opinions, to go up and talk to someone I may not know. And so really thankful for that here. It's really just made a world of a difference, but I also had so many good experiences to share, like my job interviews and getting a full-time job after college, and I think those experiences really shaped me for the workforce after I graduated.
I would definitely agree.
Yes.
Whenever
Siri got my whole story too.
Yes, whenever I was doing interviews for my internship that I'm doing in January, whenever people learned that I had worked at the TC, they took a step back and were like, "Oh, you did what now?" I said, "Oh, okay, well, let's just talk about this for a little bit." But it definitely was a talking point and something I was very excited to share during my interviews, to kind of let them know what some of my passions were that weren't just school or work related.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, going forward, what is one advice you think you can give to our listeners? One piece of advice, sorry.
I think the most important piece of advice I could give is that you really get out of it what you put into it. First semester, it was enjoyable, but I didn't really get the fulfillment and the satisfaction that I was looking for out of a job. And so second semester, whenever I kind of started putting myself out there more, talking to like 2 people in the break room instead of just one, I started to really enjoy my job more. I got to actually like smile and wave at other people that I knew that weren't just smiling and waving at me. And
smile
so
and wave, boys.
Smile and wave. But yes, I think the more that you put in, the more you will get out, and it just makes your time so much more enjoyable. You get to meet so many more people, and you really just get to have an experience that is unlike any other.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that 100%. Because my first semester, I also only talked to one tutor. I really just did my work and left. I wasn't close with any of the academic counselors, but like getting to know them has also been great and has really helped me break out of my bubble even more, because they're so kind. They're always so supportive, always want to help you. But you really do get what you put in because, you know, this semester as an MT, I've really tried to go like all in.
All out.
Like put it all on the board, all the effort, and I have literally had the best last semester I could ask for.
Yeah.
I've been able to do these podcasts, I've been able to get to know all the MTs more of the tutors, like it's been such an enjoyable experience, and so I really do see like you get in what you put at. You get out what you put in.
Yes.
yeah, it's definitely made a worldwide different experience. So if you're a tutor here at the TC or even don't work at the TC, just our advice, put everything you got into it to make it the best experience possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what.
No matter what. Well, work-life balance is important though.
Work-life balance is important, yes.
That's one thing I've learned this semester. Work-life balance
Yes.
is really important. You don't want to burn out. You don't want to...
Self-care is also important.
Self-care, yeah, we have lots of advice today.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, this has been so great to get to know you a little bit more and know about your journey through Texas Tech, and we have kind of similar journeys with that. Being a homebody, not always wanting to go out, kind of hard our first semesters, but yeah, if you see us around the TC, come talk to us or just talk to your academic counselors too. We always want to talk to y'all.
Yeah.
So I hope you all have a good rest of your day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.